Shalom. All praise to the Most High, Yahweh Shem, Yahweh Shai, by Shem, Kakadash. And double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Shalom to the hopeful elect. It's your brother Atazawan Bayath. I'm going to bring a quick lesson on this story I saw from the New York Post. All right. And it says, post-pounding video shows cop shoot dead double amputee accused in stabbing. All right, and that's the video, but I'm not going to play it, okay? And we'll go through this story real quick, get a few scriptures, and that'll be that, because this is old hat, with Jake, say it time and time again, and in the time in which we live in, Jake is just out here bugging, just wilding real hard, okay? And many of them are coming up on the short end of the stick here, okay? Anyway, it reads here, California cops fatally shoot a double amputee on Thursday as he tried to evade arrest by getting out of his wheelchair and hopping away, according to reports. All right, officers fired roughly 10 rounds at Anthony Lowe Jr., a 36-year-old father of two, whose family said he lost his legs in another encounter with police in Texas. Let's see. The Huntington Park Police Department said officers were called to the scene after Lowe stabbed someone without provocation. Okay, so evidently this man, Anthony Lowe, attacked somebody with a knife, okay, and stabbed them for no reason, okay. And it's no secret that Jake, a lot of Jakes have mental illness, man. Got them demons on them. See, it's causing them mental illness and seeing shadows and, all kind of strange things in their mind, right? And they're plagued in their minds, okay? And that's why, because Jake is under the curses here in Babylon the Great, all right? Everywhere we go, okay? Really, no matter where Jake is, you're suffering and struggling in some manner, okay? But here you have a guy who's basically doesn't have any legs, okay, and is shot down, okay? Which, that's a tragedy in itself, I guess you could say, okay? Because you would have to think in a natural sense, how far is he gonna run? If you're supposed to be a police officer, you're supposed to be in some kind of shape. Let him run until he can't run anymore. You see? And if he's wielding a knife, all you have to do is not get close to him. Okay? But again, Jake is gonna perish out here, man. Okay, going on, it says, after leaping out of his wheelchair, Lowe hopped down the street away from police who initially tried to tase him. Another police car arrived as Lowe, who was carrying a butcher's knife, continued to flee. A police officer who got out of the backup cruiser opened fire on Lowe, who slumped over on his stomach and was handcuffed. You see it right here in this photo, okay? And you would think if he's running on stubs, how far can he really go? But here, police officer shoots this man dead. You see, Jake is catching it all kinds of ways, right? And it goes on to say he died at the scene. The department said that the officer fired at Lowe because he was afraid that the suspect was going to throw the knife at him, according to reports. Right, okay. But it's the same old thing, that's all a so-called police officer has to do is say he's afraid, okay? And that puts him in the clear. All right, the suspect was tased at least twice by Huntington police officers, but the deployment of the taser was ineffective. According to the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Office, the suspect attempted to throw the butcher's knife at the officer again, at which an officer involved shooting occurred. Okay. Lowe's family members are questioning the use of the force given his physical limitations. All right. Quote, they murdered my son in a wheelchair with no legs, said his mother Thursday Globe at a Sunday press conference. Quote, they do need to do something about it. All right. Okay, so, they had some kind of vigil or march for this man. And, we're seeing this more and more and more every day. You just had this incident down there in Memphis. Okay, they beat that young man down, and, all types of things are coming out about that now. Okay, but with that being said, we'll get a few scriptures. Okay. All right, so let's start right here. Go to the old staples. Okay, this is Deuteronomy 28:32. Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given into another people, and thine eyes shall look and fail with longing for them all the day long, and there shall be no might in thy hand, right? We don't have any strength, man. There's nobody that can fight for us, or we can't fight for ourselves against this system. Okay, that's why now in this day and time, we'll just say the elect, we're waiting. The hopeful elect is waiting on Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, okay? And the rest of the 2/3 are out there doing whatever they want out there in the streets, okay? Deuteronomy 28:33, the fruit of thy land and all thy laborers shall a nation which thou knowest not eat up, and thou shalt be only oppressed and crushed always, so that thou shalt be mad for the sight of thine eyes, which thou shalt see. And here's the point. The Lord, Yahweh, shall smite thee in the knees and in the legs. Okay, and so this man, I believe his name is Anthony, right? He didn't have any knees. He didn't have any legs, all right? The Lord smote him in his legs from another incident involving police, okay? And when we read stuff like that, Salaki, we know that it's the Lord that did it, all right? Let's read it again. Verse 35, the Lord shall smite thee in the knees and in the legs with a sore botch that cannot be healed from the sole of thy foot unto the top of thy head. Okay, so the Lord will put all kind of plagues on you, right, that will affect, okay, your knees or your legs or your feet, diabetes, whatever it is, okay? And it is the Lord that does this, all right? We read it right here, Deuteronomy 32:39. See now that even I am he, and there is no God with me. I kill and I make alive. I wound. Okay? This man was wounded in his lower extremities in whatever way the Most High thought to do it. Okay? I wound and I heal. Neither is there any that can deliver out of my hand. Right? Nobody can stop the Lord when he's going to do something. Verse 40, for I lift up my hand to heaven and say I live forever. Okay, so the Lord wounded this man in his legs prior to him being taken out now. Okay, all right, that's just what it is. Same thing you got going on down in Memphis. The Lord has his reasons for doing what he does. Okay, in this case with this young man, this amputee, the police tried to stop him because evidently he attacked someone first, all right? And when the police rolled up on him, all right, he started wielding his knife, his butcher knife. So this is Matthew 5:25. Agree with thine adversary quickly, while thou art in the way with him, lest at any time the adversary deliver thee to the judge, and the judge deliver thee to the officer, and thou be cast into prison. Verily I say unto thee, thou shalt by no means come out thence till thou hast paid the uttermost farthing. Okay, now the whole point being, even if, we find ourselves having a deal with this corrupt system and their so-called police officers who are supposed to be peace officers, all right? May the Spirit of the Lord be on your mind that you deal with them in the right manner, okay? And the Lord will protect us, okay? But evidently this man had something else going on, like I said, them demons on him and plagued in his mind. Let's go over to back up at Deuteronomy, okay? When you look at it right here, this Deuteronomy 28 and 28, and it reads, the Lord shall smite thee with madness, right? Madness, dealing with your mind, okay? And blindness and astonishment of heart, right? Can plague you in your mind. And thou shalt grope at noonday as the blind gropeth in darkness. And thou shalt not prosper in thy ways. And thou shalt be only oppressed and spoiled evermore. And no man shall save thee. You see? So these types of things are happening. Okay? Like we said, just had this incident in Memphis. You had this incident not too long ago. Okay? And we're going to see more and more of this. All right? Let's get another scripture here. I thought I had something else here. Slovakia. All right? Because the prophets of the Lord, the teachers, the men of the Lord, who are set up by the Most High, all right, Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, to be a watchman and to warn, particularly the children of Israel, all right, to warn you about the things that are going on in this earth and about what's coming, all right, prophesying to you, thus saith the Lord, thus saith the Bible. Ezekiel 3 and 17, Son of man, I made thee a watchman unto the house of Israel. Therefore hear the word at my mouth and give them warning from me, right? And out there in Los Angeles, and the northern part of California, his brothers up there, all right? So most jakes will be without excuse, okay? Verse 18, when I say unto the wicked, thou shalt surely die, and thou givest him no warning, nor speakest to warn the wicked from his wicked way, to save his life, the same wicked man shall die in his iniquity, but his blood will I require at thine hand. And those of us who do prophesy and teach, okay, we're getting the blood off of our hands by warning Jake out there, okay? Verse 19, yet if thou warn the wicked, and he turn not from his wickedness, nor from his wicked way, he shall die in his iniquity, but thou hast delivered thy soul, right? I don't know where you can go in this land, all right, known as America now, as a so-called black, Latino, and Native American, and say you've never heard of the Hebrew Israelites and that you've never heard the names of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. It's not very many places I think you can go now and say that you're unaware. All right. So anyway, this is just a quick little lesson. Like I said, I saw this in the, in the news on this site here, New York Post. Okay. And just one of those things again, right? So I'll just end it right there. That should be good enough. Point is made. All right. You so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, you better repent while you still have the time. Okay. Time is running out. All right. With that, I'll just say shalom.